former trade CS Moses Kuria and advisor to the president has shaken Kenya's political scene. Na hii ni Bombshell. He has warned that Mount Kenya's 6 million voters may unite behind a single candidate in 2027. Na hivi ndiye alipata 6 million. Alisema kwamba if 2022 President Ruto was given 4 million votes and Raila Odinga 1 million, then 2027 it's likely to hit 6 million votes from Mount Kenya. And he has gone on the ground. He has seen what people are talking about. Watu wanasema this time watafutia mtu mmoja is of kura sote. They are not going to divide those votes in 2027. In this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, I want to break down what Kuria's remarks mean for Ruto's stronghold and how Aden Duale's comments are fueling resentment and why this could realign Kenya's politics in a way not seen in 2022. Watch this up to the end, ladies and gentlemen, as I expose the inner things that we never knew that Moses Kuria talked yesterday on an interview. Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is DMTV Kenya. If you are new here, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. For returning subscribers, thank you very much for supporting this channel. I want also to ask you to go back and watch my 1 or 2 videos. That's the only way you can support me. Like now, the videos I've done, I have analyzed the growing cracks within the UDA camp and how the discontent in Mount Kenya was slowly simmering beneath the surface. I asked whether this discontent could explode into a full scale political rebellion against President Ruto. And now, at this time, Moses Kuria has answered that question, the loud question many Kenyans have been asking about the 2027. He has raised it in a way, something that comes like a bombshell that could redefine Kenya's 2027 race. Yesterday, during an engagement with Citizen TV, Moses Kuria spoke with honest. He said he has traveled across Mount Kenya and what he's hearing from ordinary people is shocking. He said that the people feel undersea and they're ready to move as one in 2027. Moses Kuria went further to warn that Mount Kenya's 6 million votes could be cast in unison, not necessarily for the presidency, but for a candidate who promises one thing, a country that works. And these words have sent shockwaves to Ruto's camp. Why? Because Mount Kenya was the bedrock of his 2022 victory. Without Mount Kenya support, the Hustler Nation or the Hustler Nation narrative collapses. Moses Kuria's warning did not come out of nowhere. Many months right now, Mount Kenya leaders and residents have expressed dissatisfaction with the Kenya Kwanza government. The rising living costs, stalled promises, and a feeling of being sidelined in a favor of Rift Valley loyalists have left the mountain restless. Add to the remarks, LDC's Aden Duale said, who painted that Mount Kenya as entitled and they have a political firestorm brewing. Moses Kuria also captured that firestorm is one explosive statement. And let's talk about numbers. Mount Kenya commands over 6 million registered voters in 2027. In 2022, a majority of them stood solidly with President Ruto, delivering the presidency. If these 6 million votes are redirected or worse, withheld, Ruto's path to the election becomes almost impossible. He went ahead and essentially signaling that Mount Kenya is ready to play kingmaker of 2027, the way Rift Valley and Western Kenya once did in previous elections. Now, Aden Duale's comments have been the spark fueling resentment. By accusing Mount Kenya of entitlement, Aden Duale may have underestimated the pride and unity of the region. In Kenyan politics, words matter a lot. So Duale's words gave Moses Kuria the ammunition he needed to rally Mount Kenya under the narrative of being under siege. And that alone, it has a mentality that could become the foundation of an anti-Ruto movement in 2027. The opposition right now smells the opportunity. Reports from people daily show that Rigathi Gachagua, his party is emerging as a vehicle for Mount Kenya's political anger. It's not only Mount Kenya, but places mingi watu watatumia chama cha Rigathi Gachagua because right now it's popular. Tuseme tu kweli. If the opposition unites behind a single candidate na waweze kumpea support on this discontent, I want to tell you that 2027 could mirror the 2002 when a united opposition swept KANU out of power. So Kuria's remarks may have just opened the door to another such rearrangement. For President Ruto, to me, this is not just a political headache. It's a nightmare. He cannot afford to lose the loyalty of Mount Kenya, yet he also cannot be seen as spending too much to appease them. The balancing act is so delicate, and the Kuria has made it even harder by putting Mount Kenya's grievances in the national spotlight. If the president ignores this warning, the cracks would widen into a full-scale rebellion. So, Moses Kuria's bombshell is more than just a political talk. It's a warning. Acha tu nikori, it's a warning shot. And it tells President Ruto that Mount Kenya's loyalty is not guaranteed. And that 6 million votes could turn into his biggest political betrayal. And the question right now is, will the president act fast enough to rebuild the trust? Or has Moses Kuria just sounded the death knell for the Hasra Nation Alliance in 2027? One thing is certain, ladies and gentlemen, Kenyan politics is just getting hot every day. Na saizi ni mapema. We have more stories, and I have a lot of stories to bring here at DMTV Kenya, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe, like this video, share, and turn on the notification bell. Goodbye.